Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Wednesday's Market SITREP, or actually what we're going to call it today, Wiz's every 10-year reminder about why he doesn't trade earnings. And we'll get to that in a couple minutes. We are kicking off our newest live trading service this Friday here at Top Gun Options for only $97 a month, or $8.97 for an entire year. You can head to go.topgunoptions.com/solo. We're going to be talking about Amazon, and we just got done our accelerated retirement live trade brief, where we looked at closing this Amazon bull put spread that we placed, what was this, 2 weeks ago? Look at this. We just knocked out this brief. I just closed the session. We looked to close that Amazon bull put spread from 2 weeks ago for a $2,900 profit, essentially 90%. $2,900 in 2 weeks, 90% profit. Great looking trade. And that was on limited risk. So we were risking about 55 to potentially make about 32. Why am I getting it out of it today? Well, earnings are coming up actually on Friday, or no, tomorrow. I'm sorry. Tomorrow is our Amazon earnings. So why risk it, right? Like Steve Miller said, go on, take the money and run. So nice winning trade, about $2,900. Head to go.topgunoptions.com/solo and grab your slot. Okay, Iran. Here we go, folks. We haven't heard from the I word in a long time, and we're about to. May 2nd is when the exemption that Donald Trump has given to some of these clowns, Turkey, China, India, South Korea, Japan, is going to expire. So technically, these folks ain't supposed to be getting oil from Iran after March 2nd. Of course, most of those folks are going to cheat. But the point being is we're going to try. We're going to really start trying to hold Iran's feet to the fire. This is a potential black swan event, folks. And it is almost getting to the point where when Nancy Pelosi, Maxine Waters, frothing at the mouth, drag oil company CEOs up to the hill for their every 2-year, when oil gets really high, flogging, right? So we have to sit there and watch as congressmen and women who don't understand supply and demand yell at oil company CEOs that oil prices are too high. You ever notice that Maxine Waters doesn't call up oil CEOs when, what was that, 3 years ago, oil broke through $30 a barrel? Why didn't she call them up there and compliment them or demand to know why oil prices were so low? It's stupid, folks. But anyway, oil is up here at 6-month highs. Why? Iran crackdown, man. This is going to start to get interesting here, folks. And a couple weeks before those sanctions really go back into effect, what did we do? We got our brand new F-35 Lightning II stealth fighter jets at Al Dhafra Air Base. I've been there in the UAE, and get ready. Things are about to get interesting. Here we go again. Washington, Beijing, hope to finish trade deal. Hope. Wait, what word, Wiz? Hope. How many times in the past year and a half have we seen a headline? Market rallies on hope of a trade deal. Market implodes on trade war fears. Hope and fear are what guides this market. But it sounds like Mnuchin and Lighthizer are over there right now. It sounds like Vice Premier Liu went to high school with Liu. Different Liu. Sounds like when this guy comes back, they're going to get close, very, very close to announcing, hey, we're going to do some sort of signing ceremony, maybe June, down there in Mar-Lago. So as we've been talking about lately, or I have with my members, I think we're going to see a short-term immediate pop out of the FXI. We also closed a bear call spread today on FXI that expires, supposed to expire Friday for a $2,100 profit. So really, so the Amazon trade, the FXI trade, the bearish FXI trade on China, beautiful trade. So it's at about $5,000 in closed trades in accelerated retirement. But we have a burner trade on FXI. It looks like every time we kind of get the fear of something not good happening, we retreat back down to the middle of this Keltner channel right around the 50-day moving average, and it did exactly that. Last week in accelerated retirement, we put on a bear call spread, the 46 and a half. Let me just pull that up and show you that trade. The 46 and a half, and we looked, there it is right there. 17 April, accelerated retirement, new FXI bear call spread. It was the 46 Let's take a look at the strikes. The 46 and a half bear call spread at 17 cents. That's at a penny right now. That's up, actually it's up about $2,400. So about a 97% profit in this bearish FXI trade. Well, Wiz, you just talked about being bullish on FXI. Yeah. This one expired this week because I knew this was going to happen, that we were going to see some headlines about, we got a couple more rounds and then we're going to get a deal. So between now and maybe the end of May, call it the May 24 expiry, I'd look to put a burner trade on, a bull put spread that finances upside call purchase. If you don't know what that is, got to become a member here, man, and I'll hook you up here. But, I think we're going to see the short-term pop when we get an announcement of a deal, especially in FXI. But I think we're going to give some of that back, folks. I mean, we've seen this rip your face off rally from the Fed bottom there. Guess what, man? There's a lot of this caked in here. But what is the president going to do? He said earlier in the week, hey, man, Harley-Davidson is getting ripped apart by EU tariffs. What am I going to do? F me, F you. So the president, after he puts China to bed, is going to turn his fire over to the EU. So we're going to leap from a trade war into a trade war. And I've covered repeatedly the trade deal that the president strikes. He's going to give it a full bluster, a full trumping, and it's not going to be worth the paper it's written on. You guys know it. I know it. I think deep down inside, he knows it. If the market wakes up to it, we might see a little bit of a pullback there. So as we're seeing today, we're kind of just struggling, meandering around today with China stimulus fears and trade deal. So earlier in the week, the Chinese, their Politburo or whatever it's called, talked about kind of taking away the punch bowl a little bit and stop flooding. They're propping up their markets, a la United States Federal Reserve. So stocks are wavering after an earnings driven jump. And guess what? So we're wavering, and look at this. Volatility is dead right now, man. Yesterday, we were at 1212. So volatility's dead today, right? No, nope. Take a look at what the VIX is doing. Today, the VIX a little while ago was up 5-6%. So in a day when, you ready for this? Write this wisdom down. Market up, VIX up. Something is up. 80% of the time, ladies and gentlemen, when the market is up, the VIX goes down. Common sense, right? There's less uncertainty. Yay, everything's great. But 20% of the time, this is what you have to pay attention to. 20% of the time when the market is up and the VIX is up, something is up. And the something that is up, folks, are people are starting to hedge. Why? The last time we saw the VIX this low for this long was when? Right in front of what I affectionately call Volmageddon. Everybody remember this? Right back here in the fall of 2018. Oh, everything's great. Volatility's nothing ever bad can happen, and 2 trillion in short volatility trades got wiped out. I knew dudes, entire funds got wiped out who were short volatility. And people forget all about that. So I love that headline. Volatility is dead until it isn't. Okay. So this kind of lull, this getting hypoxic and running out of airspeed here, we're at record highs. Yesterday, NASDAQ, S&P, I don't think the RUT did. S&P at least closed a record high. So here we are back at pre-Fed implosion levels back in October. Man, it has been a rip your face off rally. Always remember this though, folks. The number one buyer of the S&P 500 year to date has been who? You got it. The S&P 500. So another reason we've kind of leveled off from our high-speed climb is what? Stocks are in earnings. They're in a blackout period. They can't jump in and buy back their shares, right? So that's another reason we're starting to level off here. Finally, Boeing. I bought some disaster puts on Boeing because I thought their earnings were going to be a disaster. They absolutely were. You would not believe how horrific Boeing's earnings call was. The stock is up $1 right now. Got it wrong, folks. Swing and a miss. This is what I need to listen to my own gospel here, man. Don't trade earnings. This is a perfect example, folks. I nailed it. They have $1 billion charge. They suspended guidance. You know, most earnings calls are, here's how it looks in the future. They said, we can't even tell you. That's how bad it is. Stock didn't even move. Don't trade earnings, folks. You can be right and then be wrong and lose money. So those puts, might as well go light them on fire in the middle of a table and smoke them. So there's your Obama teachable moment. Your takeaway for today is Wiz. My takeaway for today is Wiz. You need to practice what you preach, and I absolutely have to do that. So that was stupid. As I'm setting that trade up or looking to buy those puts, I'm like, there's no way physically possible this guy, the CEO, can get on an earnings call and blow smoke. I mean, it is just awful. And he didn't. It was awful. And I assumed the stock would go down, and it didn't. Now, there's nothing to say. I think they're out to Friday. There's nothing to say. The mark, sometimes it does take a little bit of a delayed. It's like getting smacked in the face. Not that I get smacked in the face a lot, but it's a delayed reaction. Maybe people are going to wake up and say, oh, man, this does look back or it does look bad, and bail out a little bit. But folks, it's Boeing. I flew a Boeing product for 15 years, man. If it ain't Boeing, I ain't going. So it ain't going out of business anytime soon. As a matter of fact, tomorrow in our live trade brief at 1 o'clock, we're going to take a look at getting long the ITA, which currently 20% of the ITA has Boeing in it. So that's tomorrow. Analyze your trade and debrief. That's for our members. But like I said, if you're just interested, maybe taking a little bit of a test flight, so to speak, for a month with our Amazon only service, it's $97 a month or $8.97. That's a good 25% discount for a year. All you need to do is head to go.topgunoptions.com/solo. Kind of like Han Solo, right? /solo, and you can get airborne with us with our Solo Friday trading service. I might move it to Mondays. I'm going to, once we get airborne in the service, I'm going to feel out what you guys are up to and what you want to do, but probably going to move it to Friday, but at least we're going to do it this Friday for sure. Okay? Have a great rest of your day. Happy hunting. Make sure you hedge, and God bless. I'll see you guys tomorrow.